Hello, hello, this is Mr. K's 19.3. We're continuing to move eastward from China over to Japan. Now, the last time we saw Japan, they had developed a feudal society where the emperor reigned, but he did not rule. It was the shogun, a military dictator, and his stable of samurai warriors that pretty much controlled everything. We're going to see strong leaders take control. In 1467, a civil war destroys the old feudal system where the emperor's at the top, peasants are at the bottom. Well, how do things change? Well, we see the daimyo. We've seen that word before, daimyo. These land-holding warrior chieftains, their power is no longer centralized. We're going to see a destruction of that and a movement towards these little kingdoms. New leaders are going to restore order. Oda Nobunaga, what a name. Oda Nobunaga. He was a daimyo, or a great land-holding warrior chieftain, who attempted to control the entire country by force. Well, good luck with that. And he does not succeed. And he commits seppuku, which is ritual suicide. seppuku. Why does he commit suicide? Because he lost face in the eyes of the people. In other words, he lost respect. So it's expected that you commit ritual suicide. Wow, well, that's different. Another leader, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, continues the mission of Oda through brute force and alliances. He even invades Korea, and his army withdraws from Korea after his death. So we're seeing guys like Oda and Toyotomi that are trying to centralize rule. Well, it's not going to happen until we see the Tokugawa shogunate. The Tokugawa shogunate. In 1600, Ieyasu Tokugawa unifies Japan. He becomes the sole ruler and takes the title of shogun, not shotgun, but shogun, S-H-O-G-U-N. And he moves the capital from Kyoto, K-Y-O-T-O, to Edo, E-D-O. Edo is going to become modern Tokyo. Now, Edo is right on the eastern part of Japan. There's a huge bay there. It's going to become a very strategic capital city, Edo, also known as Tokyo, T-O-K-Y-O. All right, Tokugawa society and culture. Merchants are going to grow in importance. Merchants are going to grow in importance. And they're going to grow in wealth also. There's a shift from rural, which means country, to urban, which means city. Hierarchy included the emperor. Hierarchy means like a social ladder. Included the emperor, then the shogun, then the daimyo, D-A-I-M-Y-O, then the samurai. Underneath them were the peasants and artisans, A-R-T-I-S-A-N-S. And then the merchants are at the very bottom. In China, merchants are higher. In Japan, merchants are lower. But you're going to start to see the merchants grow in importance as the economy grows. You're going to see merchants become very well-to-do or wealthy. Farmers are going to flee to the cities to make their fortunes. The peasants, who are the landless farmers, 80% of the population, they bear the heaviest tax burden. Women, they're going to stay much at home, and they led sheltered lives. They didn't go out much. Under the Tokugawa, we do see culture grow. Haiku is a type of three-line poetry in which on one line you have 5 syllables, the next line 7 syllables, the next line 5 syllables. And it presents images rather than ideas. Kabuki is their traditional theater about historical events or everyday life. with kabuki theater, you have elaborate costumes that also, again, are going to help to tell the story of their history or everyday life. It's a traditional theater that Japan embraces. Now, about the 1600s, you're going to see Europe bust a move as far as travel goes. Well, back in the mid-1500s, the Portuguese are going to trade with Japan. Trade with Portugal and Japan in the mid-1500s. The daimyo are interested in firearms, but ultimately they're going to reject them because if they import guns, any schmo could pull a trigger. So they kept firearms out. They're going to keep firearms out. So only the swordsmen, like the samurai, are the ones that are able to kill with any success. You see, Christian missionaries are going to convert some of the Japanese to Christianity, but the Tokugawa shogunate is upset, and they're going to ban Christianity from the country. And they're going to close off society. By 1639, Japan instituted a closed country policy. And they do not allow their people to leave Japan. If they do, they are, and they try to return, they will be beheaded. Only the port of Nagasaki, Nagasaki, the port of Nagasaki, allowed the monopoly on foreign trade. Dutch and Chinese ships only are allowed. So, as the Tokugawa close off the country, I believe it's the Dutch and the Chinese only, and that might even be one day a year, are allowed at the port of Nagasaki. Well, this is Mr. K's closing off 19.3.